going on, everybody? Everybody having a good fucking week. I hope so, man. What's going on, Star Wars Dad, my brother, my man? What's going on, guys? Yeah, man. I've got a lot of good news, a lot of great news actually, and it's been tough. I know it's been tough. You guys have been holding on, but we've got some good news. I'm gonna break some shit down to you guys. I've been following this by every how do you say, every honest social media personality like Rush Limbaugh and others, as to Mark Levin. What's up, Stefan? What's going on, brother? Mala. Yeah. So got some good news. There's a lot to break down tonight. I know you guys been feeling down, especially with the rumors going around where they were the media was trying to make it seem like, Miss Kraken had left the team, and she didn't. She didn't. I'm gonna break it down to you exactly what's really going on and why you shouldn't even listen to the fucking media at all. Just turn it off. Look, Mark Levin told everybody, if you stop watching the media and you look for it, like, the information you're seeking within the, platforms as to social media like Parler, which I'll be joining very soon, and others here on YouTube, Steven Crowder, you have to follow them in order to know exactly what's going on. OAN News. And the mainstream media just isn't going to cut it. But let's just get into this, man. Litigation has begun. Yes. And the proceedings will go forward. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel great because there are a lot of things that tie to this litigation. Now, Powell, which is Miss Kraken, she has her own case. You see, this is what was going on. They made a legal statement because they didn't want to, Giuliani and Jenna Ellis, that is Trump's legal team, America's legal team. They wanted to make it official because they didn't want to mislead everyone, which is the voters and the Trump supporters. Rudy Giuliani made it specifically clear, and so did Jenna Ellis, that she was not part of the Trump team, but they are seeking basically the same things but going different directions. She's going to be breaking the back and busting the skull cap of fucking dominion and corruption within, our voting system, protecting the Constitution on that side. And Jenna Ellis and Rudy Giuliani will be fighting for us and the votes and the legal ballots and Trump getting into office. Yes, sir. The Kraken was released today, John. No doubt, my brother. I'm going to get to that. Now, what's funny is that it's the Supreme Court that makes the call. The Constitution is what makes the call as the presidency. Nothing else. And if you notice, the left has been actually pushing and rushing process. And the reason why they've been pushing and rushing process, I will get to that. All this ties together. We're playing Clue today, folks. We're playing Clue because everybody thinks they know what it's about and they don't. Peace to the Fandom Collective. Thank you, Fandom Collective, over on Twitter for sharing this. Everybody share and give the thumbs up, so that way they can force the algorithms to go out, please. Now, of course, you know that this hearing will be taking place in Gettysburg, which is the turning point of the Civil War. Ain't that a bitch? Huh? Ain't that some type of coincidence there? Right? So basically, this self-proclaimed or self-claimed media, it's not, of President of Biden being president or being called president-elect, and it's not really justified. It's a self-proclaimed victory. And basically, Trump has let them expose himself. Let me explain here. This is why it's good news this week. And it gets better from here on. See, by them rushing process, they've basically exposed themselves by rushing transition. And they're basically which is the left, Biden, Harris, Joe and the Ho, they are doing exactly what Maduro did to reassure his elections. Using Dominion, strong arming. And here's a proof of strong arming. They had tried to call the electoral board to make it official, to rush process, and they basically told them, and I'll get into that a little bit later, where they tried to tell them you have to give us power, and they said no, we're calling this fair down the line. I'll get into that in a minute. Now, Biden is left with silence because he has to call a conflict of interest now. You see, the Dems had control of Dominion. So they basically want to hide the laptop scandal. That's right. This is why they're rushing process. That they have opened an investigation, and yes, whether you will not hear it in the mainstream or from the mainstream media, but you'll hear it from real journalists. They are looking into that laptop. And this is all one big capture net. Remember the capture net I was speaking last live? Well, this is the capture net here. Now, the Dems had control of Dominion. They don't anymore. They distanced themselves from it, so they think. So Biden is silent with this, like if it never happened, and he can't say anything. Because if he does, he has to speak on the conflict of interest. And Section 6 of the Presidential Transition Act calls for this conflict of interest to be called by him because he is basically facing blockage. Now, what country under his presidency would we have a conflict of interest in? That's right. Good old made in China. Yeah, exactly. So he's left to say nothing. And if he does, he has to call conflict of interest. And if he does, that opens the investigation to the laptop, as well as Trump's big next move. This is beautifully played. Now, if you guys are worried about, oh, but Trump granted him and he conceded him, relax. It's part of the capture net. You see, you ever give somebody money or the benefit of the doubt just to see where they go with it? And since they can't go anywhere with it because they fucked up, that's where you catch them and you tell them, this is exactly why you cannot have this power. Well, this is exactly why. This is beautiful. You're having a beautiful week. Trump granted. All he did was just grant Joe daily briefings and access to the funds as to, going forward and stuff like that. Why do you think Trump did this? Why do you think Trump did this? Trump did this so they can capture themselves and they can get caught trying to use that money doing exactly what they were doing before. Right? Exactly. Now, we'll be back. We've got a commercial break for you guys. We'll be right back.
Now, it's here. The excitement, the adventure of a new force at breakfast. We'll call them C-3POs. New C-3PO cereal from Kellogg's. Twin rings, things together. For 2 crunches in every double O. A delicious part of this nutritious breakfast. Now you can experience the taste of Kellogg's C-3POs. A crunchy new force at breakfast. May the force be with you.
Cobra Star, win! He's escaping in the Viper glider. Go, catch him!
The G.I. Joe, Falcon glider, flying high in the sky, sailing through the air. He's America's fighter. G.I. Joe can fly. G.I. Joe, real American hero, flying high in the sky. He's chasing Cobra in a desperate race, soaring and diving in a great sky chase.
You did it, Joe!
G.I. Joe Falcon glider and Cobra Viper glider sold separately. Figures included from Hasbro.
Yes, welcome back. Yes, nostalgic, because this is what we need. Bring shit back. Nostalgic commercials. Everybody had a G.I. Joe glider. But Johnny Cash, welcome. Yes, I totally agree. I don't know how, but we're going to get into it. So back into the transitioning here. And welcome to everybody that just joined. God bless you guys. Now, if you've noticed, Trump is relaxed, right? He just pardoned the turkey. He's just sitting back because Trump has released the Kraken. And it wasn't Sydney it wasn't Miss Kraken. The Kraken is a program used for cybersecurity. Okay, and it's used by the DOJ, and the Kraken has been unleashed. So everything that they thought that they lost and hid and what no, they did. Now, it took 12 hours for Trump to use the military. They went into Germany and they confiscated more than one server. Now the media says that the German server is it's false and it's a conspiracy theory, right? Because they think they can suppress it. They think that they can actually keep this in the dark and we won't hear from it. Now you see the reason why last time I told you guys it was social media versus the industrial media complex. So the truth is coming from the people themselves. America is protected, the constitutions, by lawyers, and we're going to get into that a little bit as well. Lawyers that have been out there doing things for free just to make sure that everyone's voting rights and the electoral system stays in place. Peace, Giuseppe. What's going on, brother? So now the Kraken has been released, which is a program for cybersecurity used by DOJ. And the media says that the German servers that have been confiscated by the United States of America's armed forces is a false conspiracy theory, which is and baseless. Well, the media is now silent. You see, all these things that the media have been trying to do to suppress and you know, it's all coming out, especially with Fox. Fox has betrayed their viewers, and media is the enemy of the people. Now, let me just make this clear to you guys. Very crystal clear. The media outlet that's not reporting this and continues to call Biden president-elect and keep trying to brainwash you into thinking that the news media calls presidents, they're not telling you the truth. Georgia Secretary of State seems to be in cahoots with Dominion. And officials ask people, the public, the residents of Georgia, to ask for vote footage and records. See, they had destroyed lots of documents, and it's a federal crime to destroy voter or voting documents because they are supposed to be archived. Now, their lawyers, and when I say there are lawyers that have sued the Secretary of State over the mentioned voter fraud. And they have former Dominion workers ready to testify. And they're also ready to give the testimony that China has played a role in voter fraud. So now do you see exactly why Trump granted the daily briefings and the access to the funds and is waiting for Biden to say something and to even call a conflict of interest? Because then if he does, it opens up a brand new problem to the point where it goes to the Supreme Court. Either way, it goes to the Supreme Court. See how everything ties in? Now, what's funny here? Here's your proof. China has congratulated Biden over the presidency. Conflict of interest. Biden has to call this. And if he does, when he does, he's fucked. So should I rewind this for you guys who are just claiming in as to why we have good news here? Litigations has begun. Sidney Powell, and the Trump team have decided to split this in two, where she is chasing Dominion and voter fraud, and we are chasing the ballot counts and the legal presidency of our president, who will be president-elect again, who will go for the second term, Donald J. Trump. Now, the Supreme Court will make this call as to who will be the president. And it will take place in Gettysburg, where the turning point of the Civil War took place. Understand that Biden's claim is a self-claimed, media-claimed, non-legally justified, self-proclaimed victory. And he is doing exactly what Maduro did, and also as to using Dominion in order to secure the so-called win. Now, with President Trump doing all of this, Biden has to call conflict of interest. Now, in Section 6 of the Presidential Transition Act, since he is being blocked, he must, this is sort of like asking, what is the conflict of interest with my, right? And Trump will basically say, well, the conflict of interest is, and mine is, China. You see that there? You see that? So when Biden calls conflict of interest, it opens up the case for the laptop, which is being investigated, which would make it true. Because Trump's next move now was granting him the daily briefings to see what he's going to do with it, as well as the funds. Now, China just finished congratulating him as to being president-elect, and he hasn't been. He is not certified. Do you see that there? Biden has no choice but to call this. And before I even say where John, the Star Wars dad, is saying, or anyone else, I'm not going towards a one world government. I will see that this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to move us there. But with all of these lawyers that are working for free, and there are many lawyers who are suing these secretaries of states, the one in Georgia especially, you've got like fucking 25 lawyers going after these guys, as well as Sidney Powell. $6 million votes shifted. And Trump has the evidence of all of this. 6 million votes shifted. And I'll tell you right now, there are a lot of things that are going on with 6 million votes being shifted within all these states. I mean, one has to ask himself, Let me rewind and watch the president and the runner-up Biden on their campaign rallies. Biden didn't even rally from his basement. And when he did come out, it was only 3 times, and we saw his turnout. As to us seeing Trump on the road, and what did he do? What was his turnout? 25,000, 52,000. Airports, runways had to be open, set up. And we're supposed to believe that 6 million votes within all them states all shifted when they all of a sudden stopped counting. And the reason why they stopped counting was because those votes disrupted the algorithms of that fucking Dominion system. Now, what's funny is the Democrats, before this, even in 2016, tried to say what we're saying, which is the truth. And if you've noticed, this is a pattern with the left. They are always saying what they do, the right does, or we do. And it comes to find out it is them. To actually have this knowledge that China, Xi Jinping, whatever the fuck his name is, congratulated Biden, that's a conflict of interest. Especially if all the officials now, even the ones that are with Biden, know that this is in the open. The media industrial complex is not strong. The only way they're strong and they have a grasp of you is if you're already caught watching all of this bullshit they're telling you. And if you do watch it, you watch it like me to be opinionated and to criticize exactly what they're saying because it's a fucking lie, what they're saying. It's a program, what they're doing. Hold on for 1 second, guys. So you've got to understand, 6 million votes shifted just like that. Exactly, Fred. Exactly. Now I can understand what the Star Wars that John is saying. They want to move us towards a one world government. And this is what they did. I told you guys since the beginning, right? I told you guys, I said, order by chaos. They caused all this chaos, making it seem like it was Trump that caused this. And we all know what it was. How did you think? You got 74 million plus people saying, we did not vote this motherfucker in. No, right? They don't understand that that day, when it's time for that judgment coming up, which is very soon, if they give Biden this presidency, knowing that this and with all that proof and evidence, and it's going to happen in Gettysburg, there will be a civil war, ladies and gentlemen. And I told you that it will be bought by the right, us. We will not let this fly. They can threaten and do whatever they want, and the American Patriots will be called to arms, and things will happen. And if the people agree to a re-election overnight, they then will see the truth if they wanted to. But they won't do that. Because when it comes to stuff like that, oh, they'll reset, all right. But they won't reset this here, which would be a very simple thing. We're going to have a re-election. This will happen on this date. Everybody, and would, and for the future reference, we need fingerprinting voting. You vote with your fingerprint. Show up at the place and vote with your fingerprint. This is what should be done. It's done in Iraq. It's not. How is it that countries that motherfuckers call primitive are more advanced and they got their shit more together than we do. We should have eye scanning and shit like that and DNA recognition for fucking voting already. But we don't. We are so far behind because these politicians pocket everything. So now they're trying to tell us 6 million votes within all of those shifted towards, and that's a lie. And the proof is in everything that we saw, everything that's in front of you. People showed up for Trump's rallies. People did not show up for Biden's rallies because he was not there. And when he was the 3 times, it wasn't pretty. No one was there. 2, 3, 4, fucking maybe a dozen car honks. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So now all this proof is gone. The litigation has gone forward. You've got other people collaborating, and especially with federal officials saying that Georgia can't call this. They can't call the election on their behalf just yet until all court litigations are done. Goodbye, OG Ninja. Go fuck your mother. Right? See, and OG Ninja, he's been around, lurking or what. That's the same motherfucker that's saying "Go cry Trump" and all that. These are the same stupid motherfuckers out here that have invited the socialist communist state, and they want to tell you that you're living wrong. But the shit that they were about to go through, not us, because they're the same ones in those blue states that are in trouble. And if you're from another country and you're saying, "Oh, go cry Trump," and let me tell you something. Our politics don't concern you, but at the same time, it does, because if Trump is not in that office, you guys are fucked too. See? Because you guys will be in war with motherfuckers here for no reason. And Stacey Abrams, that fucking gap tooth London Bridge in between the fucking teeth having bitch, she looked like she could skin a fucking fish by just running it through her fucking gaps. Like, she needs to shut the fuck up. She lost. And she could scream voter fraud. They could talk about the minion, talk about, oh, Trump was bought in by voter fraud. Yeah, right. When they came to show that people did vote him in. But you guys, and you even tried the Ukraine, Russia fucking conspiracy theory. You guys were shooting conspiracy theories, believing these fucking politicians that don't know really shit. So now litigation has begun. All you fucking shit-faced motherfuckers like OG Ninja talking shit, saying, oh, go cry. Or, no, you guys will be crying. Because this will be overturned. It is the Supreme Court that makes that call. How many seats are in the Supreme Court that are Republican? And we don't even have to go there and say it like that. Just look at all of this. Look at you've got former employees from that Dominion saying that China played a part in this as well. And China congratulating Biden. And on top of that, you had the guy that was the CEO of Dominion before he stepped off, and he's hiding right now, saying Trump is not going to win this fucking election. I made sure of that. I fucked him. Someone has that recorded, and someone has that conversation. So all this bullshit with all you lefties, and even if they give it to Biden, there's going to be a problem. You see, what you just witnessed with the rioting and stuff like that, that's nothing. Because the way we're going to do it, the environment, innocent people, they're not going to be. You know who's. What's up, Khalil, the man of steel? You know who's going to get it? All of you lefties, all of you Antifa members, all of you BLM members, all of you George Soros owned factions, traitors to this country, and all of you mercenaries. The left hit squad, we know who you are. You know, the guys that took out the stars whenever they needed to expire. You know, the guys that did the kidnapping with children. You know, you guys, you're all exposed. You're done. All of you fucking rhinos who betrayed the company. I mean, your own. You betrayed your own suit, and for what reason? Fucking Mitt Romney. Oh, he's so decent. No, he's not. He's a traitor and jealous of Trump. All these guys have been exposed, and this is exactly why it would flame Americans to this point. If you guys can use resources to catch guys who robbed somebody, robbed an apartment, killed somebody, this is the Constitution of the United States of America. There is right. You guys are all about, oh, federal. You guys get caught. You guys are gonna get federal time, and you know the FBI. Where is the FBI in this? The FBI played a part of the Steele dossier, the whole spying on Trump. So where are they? This is exactly why Trump is taking his powers right now, and he is doing things like behind the scenes, like confiscating fucking servers, investigating fucking laptops, gathering his evidence. Because litigation has begun. It wasn't rejected. They tried it, and before midnight, they put in their argument, and a judge that stood for the Constitution and the people gave them the chance, and now litigation has begun. The foot's in the door, and the left right now they're panicked. You know why? Because they're going to be heard. We're going to be heard. And on the other side, you've got Powell, Sidney Powell, and her power team taking down the left, hunting down Dominion. So everybody in the left can celebrate and make all these false claims that are really unofficial and not legally justified. You guys can go ahead and do that. I'll wait until the Supreme Court makes the call. I'll wait until litigations have finished. And then we shall see. But right now, Trump is still our motherfucking president. And it's funny on how everybody who was uncomfortable and unstill about this, when you look for channels like myself and you look for guys like Mark Levin and Rush Limbaugh and you know the Hodge brothers and Tatum and you know you keep going and Steve Crowder. I mean, when you look for people like us, you will get the truth. We do the research. This is hours and hours of looking and recording with our minds and writing things down. Like I said, you know how I get down with late night boxing, talking to research, whatever I bring to you. I can show you a notebook right now with all of these fucking. It's you know. So you guys, when I tell you that litigations have begun, you can relax. And I just laid down Trump's whole plan. You already know what's to come. There is no problems. We have no problems. We'll be back. Got to pay some bills. Stay tuned.
Now stay tuned for The Amazing Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. A bad guy poses as Spider-Man and goes on a crime spree, but can he fool the Spider Friends? Next. Tonight on Different Strokes, will Willis be voted prom queen? Then on Jennifer Slept Here, Jennifer says yes to an old flame, but will she say I do? Be there.
Message for Ronald
underneath this mailbox is a dressing meal. McDonald's Happy Meal. Now that's what I call special delivery.
Skiing? Gymnastics?
When you buy a McDonald's Good Sports Happy Meal, you get sports games, cutouts, even sports quizzes, plus a surprise inside. 4 different Good Sports Happy Meal boxes at participating McDonald's.
And welcome back. No doubt, nostalgia. We need it now. It's the way things used to be. And I just gotta say, man, whatever happens, just make sure you pray, you keep your head, and you'll be all right. There are a lot of things that's gonna fuck with us. Now, you've got California leaders once again close the restaurants. They the second wave is coming for you guys, and not for us in the red states, but for you guys in the blue states, get the fuck out of there. Especially, look, if they do this, the civil war is going to happen in blue states, and you already saw the real map on how the red wave took over. They're going to invade blue states and beat the shit out of these people that have rioted and shit. I'm letting you guys know this shit. Get the fuck out the blue states. I'm not lying to you. Take heed. I think this is what the Lord said when he said, run to the mountains, my people. You guys, God bless each and every one of y'all, man. You guys are going to go crazy with that lockdown again. So California closes their restaurants, and it's disgusting. You got this lockdown coming down. Now, that mask is a muzzle. It's a muzzle. It's a fucking muzzle. You don't need masks. People, you know how you can tell a Biden voter? There's a nice meme going around, and I love that fucking meme. When the driver is in a car with his windows rolled up and he's got a fucking mask on. These are your fucking crazy lefty liberals, your Democrat voters. Now let's talk about the line that has been drawn here. Whether it's from family member or friends or anyone that you don't even know, just the fellow Americans, that if you really, I cannot look up, listen, this line has been drawn not by us, not by me, not by God, by them. We're all deplorables, we're all this and we're all that, and Walmart shoppers and hillbillies and hicks, and okay, not a problem, but we are the real people. So how can I look upon someone who's a Democratic voter or liberal to the left now, knowing that they accept this robbery, knowing that your side destroyed America, that your side has disrespected soldiers that have died for this country, male or female, female or male, whatever order you want to put it in, if you're PC culture. This is how you got to look at these people. And I'm sorry to tell you, no matter how close they are, it's a weird thing. What excuse would they have to vote for people where one person's cognitive abilities are diminishing second by millisecond? You've got a woman who they're trying to put in such a bright light, who's supposed to be somewhat of a role model to young women these days, as well as that fucking ugly fucking Cardi B, that dummy. And you vote this in. You're voting people that told you they will raise your taxes. You voted this in. You voted that a flu that people have had, knowing that the numbers that they have used, like Cuomo in New York, putting sick people into old folks' home, knowing that that was the only way they were going to get their numbers, which his hands are full of blood. Like, you voted this in. This is your norm. This is what you wanted. You were okay with transgender men going into public schools, parochial schools, and reading transgender what? Fairy tales? You voted this in. You voted that movies like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all classics, Gone with the Wind, be corrected because they're not good enough for you. When you don't even know how to run the country or remake that movie or bring anything as to class or legendary status or even try to be the hallmark of life in people's lives. You try to create an illusion where the musicians that we grew upon, since they didn't go with your program, that they too were crazy or they too didn't matter. Meanwhile, our culture and the culture before us are the foundation of what we know as to how to keep ordinance in life. What our parents taught us, what our grandparents taught us, what our grandparents taught our grandparents, that our grandparents taught our parents, that our parents taught us, that we're going to teach our kids and our kids. This is what you voted in. You voted in that workers that are the backbone of America, steel workers, who are very important to every structural foundation in America, where they make parts that are sent out to other countries. The agriculture, the farmers, you've harmed them now. This is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. This is what you've done. You've turned your back on America because, one, they made it seem, because they are the mainstream media, they are the mainstream entertainment industrial complex. Everything has an industrial complex. You notice that? But these other people that you voted in which they're telling you and trying to tell us that it's okay for all of this. That the stuff that people shamed you for, knowing that the reason why they shamed you for it was because it was wrong, and they only shamed you for it because they wanted you to do better and learn from it, that you shouldn't be shamed. That an 8-year-old can get hormone replacement shots to transition into a woman or a man. This is what you voted in. You voted in Oregon, who voted in the legal use of heroin, methamphetamine, so on and so forth. How are we supposed to take these people now? Whether they live across the street from us. And I'm not trying to divide, because the divide has been caused by them. So now if Biden does get into office and they walk around with a smirk smile, they think they've won. But the problem here is you cheated. You voted for cheaters and you helped take down America. You have changed the course of life. The irresponsibility is now in my life, in your life, in our life. Yes, they're free to vote. Yes, yes. But there is a difference where if you live in America, how do you vote in socialism and communism, knowing that this would destroy your way of living? Let me tell you something. If you're driving a good car now and you voted for these people, you too will be affected by it. You will most likely have to trade in that most expensive car that you were able to afford now under the Trump presidency, and you're going to have to get a jalopy now. It's going to happen to you. It's not just going to happen to the Republicans. It's not going to happen to the Democrats or the liberals that walked away from you. What's up, Tony Boswell? It's going to happen to you too. You get no victory from this. Let me make that specifically clear to you guys. Everyone that has voted Biden in, you lost your freedoms. You've got Whoopi Goldberg saying it's time to suck it up. Well, just like the Star Wars dad says, no, it's time for you guys to man up. You know, this line that's been drawn, they knew what they were doing. And like I said before, it all began with Obama. The moment they said the first black president, that's where the race politics started to kick in. This is where they made the black Americans in America feel important. But yet, the black Americans at that time did not notice that they were being used as a totem. Like, they just didn't see this. Then, when Trump came in, speakers like Candace Owens and others have shown them. Some were resistant and called them sellouts, but people like Anthony Brian Logan, Officer Tatum, they're black Americans that are telling you, yeah, Trump is right. The following, the base, the movement, it's right. You guys were stupid enough to vote in and play into the idea of him being racist, but you forgot all these rappers that have totally flipped on this man, and they're stupid too, by the way. Your idols are stupid too, because they're in trouble as well. On top of that, very, full of contradiction. Since they don't like America. So what's American? What was happening behind the scenes with you Democrats? That was American? Child smuggling rings? Child sacrifice? The media directing people's lives with fake footages from other wars from other countries saying that it's happening here. In life, whether you like me or not, I'm going to tell you the truth. When it comes to space or when it comes to shit like that you don't know nothing about, you've got to second guess that shit. You got to stop letting these scientists tell you what is. When it comes to medicine, when it comes to they've taken out people that had cures to shit that they said there were no cures to. Why is that? You've got Google and a lot of these big corporations that are in cahoots with the left because this is what they want to do. It's one big reset. It's happening in Europe as well. This is what they want. And they're all waiting for this. They're all waiting for Biden. because Biden is the bridge between corruption and destroying America. All of the, every race that they have used, especially Mexican, like, you guys have to be angry with these people. Because Trump was never racist towards you guys. His following was never racist towards you guys. It was these guys that always used you guys. And through you. Oh, but look what you said about the Mexicans. Look, like I said with Puerto Rico. Where he threw paper towels, but then they cut the part where that man, since he was all the way in the back, was asking for paper towels. So Trump threw it to him, making it seem like he just threw it to them like they were peasants. They tried to set this man up, and I've seen every angle. And if you still don't see it, and you're eyeballing out there like Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of these fucking old hags from The View, and Michael Rappaport, the guy who don't know shit about nothing, that big mouth motherfucker, I'm ashamed that he's from fucking New York, and I will fucking challenge him any day, Michael Rappaport, you fucking faggot. Get the fuck out the country then if you don't like it, you fucking sap. You, everybody else used to be on Trump's nuts, trying to hug the man. Motherfuckers that you try to say, I know rap, and you try to fucking be down and shit. You talking all that shit. Even your favorite rappers talk about they want to be rich like Trump. All of a sudden, because he's trying to help you live better, he's the bad guy. You guys are fucking idiots. Especially a Michael Rappaport. Fuck you. Fuck Robert De Niro. Fuck all of you guys. You got Biden who can't even fucking get a sentence finished. Talk about, I'll take him under the bleachers and punch him. Man, Trump is about 6'3", 6'4", 200 or some pounds. That man is old as he fuck you up, son. And the rest of you faggots, you got fucking Cuomo over here and fucking CNN along with fucking Don Cocksucking Lemon talking shit about us. You guys aren't journalists. You're terrorists that are on television lying. You're all liars. You have lied to us. You have given us stories that are false. You have given us testimonies and editorials that were persuaded by those who are just basically with the system as to just brainwashing everyone. Peace to Electro Jed, who just joined in and punched drunk boxing. What's going on, my brothers? God bless you, man. So now we've got this here where we say litigation has begun. And now that litigation has begun, and you guys know exactly what's being said, there should be no problem now understanding that whatever the media is going to say from this day forth, it's going to be them trying to deflect for Biden, because capitalism is what they want to destroy. They don't want you living your dreams and making your own money and giving them the lowest percentage, which is what Trump was trying to do. They want you to give them 60% of your fucking money just for living here, the land of the free. This is what the Democrats say, the land of the free. But when you were on the Republican state and you saw your taxes coming back double, that was the land of the free. You saw your money. I'll be right back. Got to pay some bills. More nostalgic commercials.
Watch me scare Fred out of his pebbles. Yo, Martians! Delicious. Whoops. Where's Dawn? Post Pebble cereal, part of this nutritious breakfast. Now from a Fred Flintstone flying disc. For Barney. Or Dino. For fun with a twist, it's a Flintstone flying disc. Want an especially marked box of Post Fruity or Cocoa Pebble cereal. Sidewinder, the wheels twist behind her.
Flying kit.
It's the big new Sidewinder cycle. Your parents put it together, and Sidewinder's got the stunt shifter. Sidewinder. With sure grip steering, super sleek styling, and a stunt shifter that can spin you into excitement. Sidewinder. Sidewinder Cycle with Stunt Shifter. New from Tonka.
And we're back, no doubt. My man Punch Drunk said, Jedi, God will prevail. These devils can have this world. Let's invest to live God's will. No doubt, brother. No doubt. Amen to that. Much respect for that. You know what I mean? So let's get into this thing where I was speaking racism here because Obama basically is in trouble now, backlash from the Hispanic community because he's trying to slam them as to the Hispanics who voted for Trump. And he did this on the Breakfast Club. And what he said was that, basically, to sum it all up, he said Trump says racist things about evangelical Mexicans and Christians, as well as, Hispanics, and said he put them in cages, in which we all know 2014, those were photos of Obama putting them in cages, right? Then says that they support his views on abortions and gay marriages. But my whole point here is that, yeah, Trump is pro-life, and he also says, if you're gay and that's what toots your horn, God bless you. So what's the problem here, Obama? You see what they do there? You see the propaganda? You see what they do there? Now, the Denver mayor was caught leaving town for Thanksgiving after he tells his city to stay home with no family, no nothing, and expect a lot of these leaders to get caught because it is that rule for you, none for me. Dictatorship coming all from the left, and it's showing now. So those who voted Biden in, you too will feel this if Biden is elected. You too will be standing on lines for your food along with us. You have destroyed capitalism and have entered socialism and communism. So now our flag will consist of maybe 52 states with more judges being pushed from the left, never guaranteeing the right having a president-elect. It's a one world state, a one world party, which makes it a one world order. Congratulations. This is what you voted in. On top of everything that I've said before the commercial breaks, a right to a vote is a right to a vote. But that vote has to consist of two men, two elected, that are going to prosper your country. And instead, you looked at Trump because they told you, because they blinded you from all the jobs he brought back. So, like I said, all the agriculture, the farmers, they're gonna lose everything. The frackers, who, if it weren't for them, America wouldn't be its own resource, as well as Trump. I mean, this is what you let go. And what's funny is everybody wanted this change, promised by Obama, never given. With Biden there. Well, Matthew, I don't know what else to tell you, but you need to take that fucking flag off your MOG if you're excited for one world, and at the same time you can go fuck yourself. Goodbye. It's people like this that have destroyed America. People, and get used to that. Because not only will you see it here, you see it in your face in real time. the riots will continue because they don't respect Biden. Biden has turned his back on BLM, has turned his back on Antifa. They wanted some type of power where they would be a security, and he said no. What do you think is going to happen? Things were promised. This is why the left, it's not a healthy thing to be on the left right now. You know, this is a case of he said, she said to all the Democratic voters who voted communism and socialism in. Because I don't know how you came to the conclusion that Trump's a racist, but yet he did everything for Black Americans, everything for Hispanics, which is in every Hispanic group. He went over to North Korea, made North and South Korea talk. First president to pass that border. Brought peace to the Palestinians, the Jews, and the Iraqi. I mean, this man has done things, biblical things, and it wasn't because the press is all to the left. But when you do your research, you will see that this man has done more than anyone that has been put into presidency. You can ask me questions, you can challenge me, you can do whatever the fuck you like. But the best thing for you to do is research what I am saying. Because going back and forth, whether through speech or through fucking typing, is not going to help. But if you want to debunk what I'm saying, which is not going to happen, just going to put a lot of juice into your fucking thoughts, go ahead. Knock yourself out. You see communism now setting in slowly. Did you see his cabinet on who he picked? Guys that fucking lied. And wingman, that is not the truth. And if you're a lefty, let me explain something to you. People have not filed for more unemployment. That was your man's term, Obama's term. If you haven't fucking paid attention, you MSNBC cocksucker, you would understand that Trump has raised the stock, broke records on that, and broke records for Black Americans going back to work and Hispanics. So you can kindly get the fuck out of here and continue to suck Don Lemon's dick. Goodbye. So Giuseppe says, question, let's say it all goes ahead and battles, sir. Let's say the right wins. What's next? Well, then legislation comes in. More court hearings come in, and they reset. And the Democrats would have to sit down, like they did in Gettysburg, and they would have to fucking clear out whoever's fucking irrelevant and just want personal power like these motherfuckers. This is what I mean. Like, these motherfuckers, this bastard that was just here, Wingman and Matthew Meyer, those two fucks, those scumbags that were just here, just proves exactly what I'm saying. They're putting the statistics of their failed fucking presidents onto Trump. But yet, look how I just debunked him, because now when you go look, yeah, he did break records because of that. So people filed unemployment under Trump, but yet Trump get more jobs. What are you talking about? Get off of MSNBC. Stop watching TV, Matthew, Wingman. Stop it. The rest of you fucking lefties. Your numbers and your facts have been so manipulated that you guys get so fucking triggered, right? That's your word, right? Along with woke, right? You guys get so triggered when the fucking truth is given to you. All Wingman, that bitch, had to do was go research what I said, and he would have seen. As a matter of fact, I dare anyone who is on the left on this live to go and see what Trump has done and see if people have filed more unemployment under him or than under Obama. And you will see that none filed under him. As a matter of fact, it is your side that started this fucking in cahoots with China with this fucking virus, want to lock everybody down, fucking everybody up to make it seem like people have been filing for unemployment. But when he wants to pass a stimulus package until you guys stop kicking and screaming, what happens? You guys get mad. You guys get upset. Because it is your side. It is you as well with your vote that fucked things up. There's no other way around it. When people voted for Trump, things were getting better. And if you took the stimulus check and you're there shaking your head, no, it didn't, shame on you. You're a shit talker. You're full of shit. You're also the people that say it's okay for people to break things like businesses. This is why you're a fucking socialist communist. Because of reparations. Reparations how? You are so many generations away from slavery that you don't deserve shit. But since they play the race card and you guys fall for it because the first thing they do is fuck with your emotions, all of a sudden people owe you shit. Come on now. Come on. If the Black Americans get reparations, then the Jewish people get reparations, as well as every other race that has been enslaved. Where would that lead us? Aren't we supposed to be like generations and years and fucking centuries past this shit already? But no, the left programs you from movies to TV programs to the news to your magazines. And this is why you'll come on here with these fucking facts that they give you that are completely false. And then when a motherfucker like myself or others come on here and whoop your ass and swing the nunchucks of facts and fuck you up with it, what happens? Y'all get mad. And accountability, you guys can't even speak on that. Because you see what's going on. You know what these people were about. But since they programmed you to hate a man, you were just on some shit where it's like, oh no, fuck that. No, I hate him. Oh yeah, okay. No doubt. You'll feel the difference too. All of you fuck faces. All you guys will feel it. And this cocksucker here, Carl Nelson, Kamala VP, BLM, and I bet you don't even know what the fuck that stands for, which is anarchy, homeland terrorism. You fucking idiots. You destroyed America, and you feel it too. Goodbye. And you feel it too. You feel it too. Them nice little cars you got, all of y'all, with the nice houses that you were able to get within these 4 years, and you saw your money going up, and y'all cool, y'all could tip your barbers now $20 now. Before it was $5 or $3, right? Right? Y'all gonna feel it. Y'all gonna feel it. And it's gonna be us that are gonna laugh at you because the real people have already felt this shit since Obama. And so we'll know how to survive. It is you fucks, you fucking Kool-Aid in the hair having motherfuckers. All of you soy boys, all of you fucking PC cultured bitches will then understand, holy shit. Wow. I just gave up my freedoms. And motherfuckers like us will be right there to crack you over your head with a fucking steel pipe. Officer Steve, what's going on, man? Thank you for your service. And listen, that's another thing. Law enforcement. The same people that are saying to fund these gentlemen, the same people that want to give us protection The same people that lay their lives down on the line every night to go out there to make sure that your family, along with theirs, is fucking safe. You guys are the same people that want these people to protect you. These are men and women who stand in the way of danger. And you guys want to defund these brilliant people, that these noble people that go out there and put themselves on the line. You must be crazy. This is why we have to protect police. We have to go out there and say, you know what? We shall not defund the police. We shall not get rid of the police. Everybody needs to stand for your law enforcement officials that are in your counties or your cities, wherever you are. With no order, with no law and order, we just become savages. And no, Officer Steve, I don't, if you're listening. I find that very disgusting and disrespectful when people call for defunding police officers. And then calling them racist and no, there are many facts that came out there that the police officers didn't really do anything. That they were upholding the law, that they were doing their job. And then they hide the facts that in the case of Breonna Taylor, they didn't have to knock because they had a no-knock warrant. But instead, the officer showed class and knocked. And what happened? She shot, or her boyfriend shot, and they responded like they were supposed to because they were put in danger after they knocked. The police were not at fault in that case or any other case out there. It has been proven already. And Officer Steve, let me tell you something. I know you're an officer and I thank you, but you don't tell me to respect you. I respect you at my own discretion. And I think I have shown you this. So you respect me on my channel. And that's as far as I'm going to go with you. Because I am trying to, you already came off on some shit. I'm a law enforcement and I'm sick and tired. It shows online disrespect. And I have shown you respect. And then you go and you ask me, do you have an issue with police officers? And I told you no. And now you're a civilian. I'm a cop. Show some respect. See, shit like that is exactly why people won't respect cops like you. So now what? I got to differentiate you now from honest police officers to assholes like you? I'll tell you in your face too, with your gun and badge. Sir, you want respect, then you need to fucking give it. I don't give a shit. You want to, look, Martin J. Cotto, I live in Florida. Come and get me. Go fuck yourself, Officer Steve. So now he can get my information and he'll see that my information is closed. But anyway, people need to stand behind the law enforcement officials in their cities in order to keep their, if you don't want to feel protected, no doubt, I can understand that. But at least do it for your mom. If you live miles away from your mom or whatever, or she lives in the same vicinity as you do, then what you have to do is you have to just be like, you know what? I need the cops to protect my mom and my little sister when I'm out there. And you know what I'm saying? We need detectives to find out what people have done to, let's just say, God forbid, to your family member or you know what I'm saying? These things are needed. They were set in place. None of these people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, like the fucking Kool-Aid haired having civilians. And these PC cultured motherfuckers, they don't have a say-so in this. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's the left that is asking for that. There are people on the left that were like, what the fuck? The fun police. You know, like my man over here, Electro Jet, you know? Yeah, Lucid. I banned the police officer just like I'm gonna fucking ban you because the police officer was forcing me to respect him. And I just like I told him, I'm gonna tell you, fuck you. So, like I was saying, politics with vulgarity, baby. Politics with vulgarity. We're gonna go to another commercial break. I'll be back with a little something interesting. Stay tuned.
Rebo's got the beat, and the band plays on. You can relive it all with Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi Collection. Introducing Size Noodles and the Rebo Band. Jabba the Hutt action playset sold separately.
Play it again, Size. Starring Size Noodles, Goofy McCool on clarinet, Max Rebo on organ. Ribbit, Rebo. Dance, Goofy. It's your last solo, Noodles.
New Size Noodles and the Rebo Band. Jabba the Hutt action playset sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi Collection.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups. Real fruit and fun rolled up in one.
You can feel them, you can hold them. Fruit Corners, you can tear them, you can share them. Fruit Roll-Ups, you can roll them, you can roll them. You can really get to know them.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups are the chewy snacks made with real fruit that you unroll, peel, and chew.
You can scratch them, you can chew them. Fruit Corners, you can pass them, you can glue them. Fruit Roll-Ups.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups, now in great tasting grape.
Welcome back, my people. No doubt. Well, just want to say, man, if that was really a police officer, you proved my point as to differentiating good law enforcement officers to rejects, right? From law enforcement. We've all come across them. We've all come across them. Cool guys, role models, and then your fucking assholes, your pushovers, the guys that fuck you over and pull you over for no fucking reason. This is why people can't speak to me because out of my 46 years of well, let me see, -9, living in New York, the Lower East Side, Manhattan, middle of it all. During the stop and frisk, yeah, I was a candidate a couple of times because I had a book bag on or my pockets looked too fat. I had to walk around with pay stubs because I used to walk around with at least $1,000 to $2,000 in my pocket. There were days that I was dry and I still get pulled over because I had a book bag on. And what would be in my book bag? My fucking boxing gloves or some of my drawings. But we all had a handful of asshole cops, of course. But there are more good cops than there are bad cops. And that is a fact. So now let's go back to what these people were saying as to, social distancing in Thanksgiving. I've told you guys about my COVID case, of course. I've known some people, you probably know some people that had it, right? Just like I had it before. And unless you're old or an infant, that's the only way that you will be harmed, and we all know that this is, a bunch of bullshit. Quarantine means to separate the sick from the healthy. And it's more backwards where they're trying to change the meaning of quarantine, where they're trying to say that you got to keep the healthy masked up as well, which is no. There are other precautions in other ways. What's up, James Thornton? What's going on, brother? There are other precautions, there are other ways to protect the elderly and the young. But this thing where now they want you in blue states, that is, they want you to quarantine your family and have less than 10 people in your home. You all must wear masks, gloves. What are they going to do? Knock on your door? Knock on everyone's door. Let's say New York, where they're enforcing this as well. Do you know how many projects there are? How many cooperative buildings there are? Not only that, let's go to Chinatown. How about Little Italy, the little brownstones? But the projects itself, within one building, within that vicinity, one building, there are about 131 apartments. Now, if you add in all the other buildings within that project, that's about 1,000 to 2,000 apartments. You're gonna knock on everyone's door now and make sure that they're wearing their mask and they have less than what, 6 to 10 people? No. So law enforcement in those states, especially in New York, where the murderer, Mario Cuomo, or whatever the fuck his name is, Andrew Cuomo, the dictator, winning an Emmy. Since when politicians win Emmys? They refuse to enforce that. And several other law enforcement officers around the country in the blue states. And I have to say, kudos to you guys. I respect that. I stand firm, like I firmly stand next to you with that. Because the holidays are all we have. You've taken our sports. You've taken all of our entertainment. There are family members who need other family members in crisis that you are creating like this, and you're trying to keep that limited as well. So when the idiots, the leftist idiots that were here earlier, Carl Nelson, Wingman, Matthew Meyer, lucid streaming, right? To answer your question, communism where? Isn't that sort of like headed towards there? Yeah, we're in the door already with that. To dictate in a free country how people should have their social time. Really. Traditions will be broken. That's communist, socialist state. They've already tried to take God out of every text that there is. I say when Biden, if Biden gets into the seat, I would bet anyone that they will take God's name out the Bible and replace it with Biden. And the Virgin Mary will no longer be, and it will be Kamala Harris. You already know what's to come with these people. You already know what to expect with Joe Biden if he gets into office as to what they're going to tell us, where he is no longer alert, where he is no longer able to put sentences together, remember things. And then they will say COVID. The moment they say that he has COVID, they will say that COVID, just like they trying to say it causes heart attacks because they called cases with heart attacks, and even motorcycle accident victims had COVID. So they will say Joe Biden has COVID, and from COVID, he somehow got Alzheimer's, or he somehow got Lou Gehrig's. And then this is where Kamala Harris will come in. She will concede and stay vice president and give Nancy Pelosi that spot. And Chuck Schumer will be the Speaker of the House. This is what they will do. I don't care if you don't believe me, because I've always been right. And I've always been the one to be on here to tell people, do not fret. And what we got today was a whole chain of good news. Litigations have started. Servers have been officially confiscated by the United States of America. We have lawyers that are suing, and yes, plural, lawyers who are suing the Georgia Secretary of State. And they are also urging the public of Georgia, the Georgians, to protest and ask for footage and records. And that's exactly what they've been doing. The power of the people. If this isn't the best time to practice your freedoms, then I don't know when is. But understand that news media does not call a presidency. The Supreme Court and the Constitution of the United States of America will call the presidency of the United States of America. And you will have to wait, just like everyone else. But while you wait, be sure to pray for the Creator to keep his hand on you and everyone else in this country, even the ones that have voted in this darkness that may come, depending on the integrity of those that are going to judge this. We'll go to one more break.
What animal do you think of when I say honey?
Frogs. Because now I make honey smacks.
Diggum makes them honey smacking good. You know a lot about honey, Diggum. What kind of grades did you get?
Bees.
Kellogg's Honey Smacks.
Part of this good-for-you breakfast.
Okay, guys, that's the end of the program. Peace to you guys, the rebellion, and of course, Friday night we'll be coming to you with a late night boxing talk. But to all my people out there, do not fret, don't worry. We'll be fine. And please stop watching the news. Just stop it. Otherwise than that, I'm your boy Jay Cotto, telling the truth within boxing, Star Wars, politics, and life itself. God bless, stay vigilant. Peace.